Hello and welcome, I'm Izzy at Minerva. In today's video we're looking at how to hack our very own Gemma Dress sewing pattern, and we're going to alter it from the original design aesthetics to create one particular aspect and repeat it across the dress. So we're going to play around with straight lines with this design and add a couple of straight lines into the pattern design. So the first thing we're going to do is add a nice slit down the shoulder. We're going to create that open shoulder. It's going to give us a really lovely billowing open sleeve, perfect for the summer. We're also going to repeat that design aesthetic of drawing a straight line down the pattern, and we're going to give the neckline an opening slit as well. So we're going to remove the collar and simply give it a nice slit opening at the front. And then we're also going to adapt the skirt pieces, so we're only going to sew them just below the hip line, and we're going to add a nice slit down to the opening down at the bottom between the front and the back, so a nice side slit on the skirt. Now just picking up on this one design theme, so having slash openings and repeating it 3 times across the pattern is quite a strong, bold move, and it's going to create a really beautiful aesthetic. So I'm going to show you today in this video how to make all those changes, how to adapt the pattern. So in order to follow along today, you're going to need your Gemma Dress sewing pattern along with all the supplies you would normally require for the pattern. If you're not sure what type of fabric would look good in this particular pattern, then do take a look at our YouTube channel where we have a dedicated video all about the right type of fabric that you could purchase from our Minerva website. That's a really helpful video. We also have a video about fit, how to fit the original pattern, which you may find helpful, and also we have a video all about how to sew the standard steps. So in this video, I'm only going to demo how to sew any steps that differ from the original pattern instructions. So if you're struggling with that or just need a bit of extra support with the original instructions, do refer to the sew along. Okay, great. Now let's start adapting our pattern pieces, and we're going to start with the sleeve piece. I'm just going to start off by drawing a straight line straight across the pattern piece, which is perpendicular with the grain line. Next, working from the notch up here, draw a straight line down to the cuff seam, which is parallel with your grain line. Mark a point that is 5.5 centimeters above the bottom of the sleeve cuff, and just add effectively like a little notch to either side. Then cut along that vertical line. Separate the pattern pieces so they are 3 centimeters apart. Draw a line at the bottom and the top, and then very simply we're just going to offset by 1.5 centimeters all the way down one side. Basically this is just adding a seam allowance to both pattern pieces very efficiently. Cut along the line you've just drawn, and then just make sure that you've extended those notches out to your seam allowance line. Great, and there we have it. Just make sure that you say to cut to, and this is going to be the sleeve front, because it said so there, and this is the sleeve back. Line is annotated on this pattern piece, but you may find it helpful as a little reminder to annotate it on this one too. Now the grain line runs perpendicular to the hem. Okay, and what this means is now we've got our 2 pattern pieces, it means that we're going to sew together the bottom. This is the section we're going to sew together, and then we're going to leave the rest. We'll turn the hem under and just sew it in place, and then we'll attach it together up at the top of the sleeve, and that's going to leave a really nice opening from the notch all the way up to the top of the sleeve. And that's the sleeve pattern piece done. Let's now move on to the neckline. So in front of me here we've got the front bodice, which is cut on the fold, and the back bodice, which is 2 separate pieces with a zip down the back. In the normal state of things we would have a neckband, but we do not need a neckband for this. So that's the first thing to note. And the next thing to note is that we want to add a little centre slit down the front. So really you need to decide how low you want that to be. It is completely up to you. Again, I'm going to do my standard, which is about 10 centimeters down. And then I'm going to bring it just 1 centimeter across on the neckline. And I'm going to draw like a nice little V shape here. Don't forget that it will be lower than that on your final pattern piece, because we've got a seam allowance to accommodate as well. And then we basically just want to create the facings, because we've not got a neckband anymore. Take a piece of tracing paper and pop it over your pattern pieces. Working with the original neckband, offset a line, dash it out that is 7 centimetres offset from the original curve. Next, working with the diagonal line here, again just mark 7 centimetres offset from that point too. And finally, working down the centre front, just mark your 7 centimetre offset at that point there and just square across a few centimetres. Okay, so our facing line is basically going to be this curve here, coming into a soft curve down here, and then we're just going to curve it around again until it hits in there. So it's a nice, soft, easy shape to follow. Then continue to trace around the remaining pattern piece exactly as it is. Annotate your pattern piece to say place on fold the grain line and that it's your front facing and cut 1 on fold. Repeat that process for the back. Mark off the 7 centimetre offset all the way around the pattern piece of the neckline. Annotate your pattern piece to say the grain line and it's the back facing, cut 2 in the main fabric and 2 in interfacing, and the same for the front. Great, cut out those pattern pieces and then you've got your facing done, and we've made all the changes we need to the front. Next we're going to move on to the skirt pattern piece. Okay, so we've got 2 skirt pattern pieces. We've got the front skirt, this is the centre front here and that's the side seam, and then we've also got the back skirt, and again this is the side seam here. You can see it says centre back there. So if we get these 2 lined up, you can see that we've got an approximate hip level notch exactly at this point here. Now all we want to do with the skirt is we just want to add a notch, another notch along the side seam at exactly the same point for both pattern pieces. Now the height of your slit is going to be a design aesthetic, so you can choose how high you want that slit to be. For me, I'm just going to drop it 12 centimetres below the hip and just mark a notch on either side of both pattern pieces, so that's along the side seam like that, and we say that we're going to be stitching to that point, okay, when we sew it together. So that's it. It's a really simple alteration. The beauty is all in the sewing. Excellent, we've made all the changes we need to do to our original Gemma pattern pieces, and now we're going to cut it out for our fabric of choice and sew it up together. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm only going to be demoing sewing steps that differ from the original sewing instructions. So do come along and join me as we sew this gorgeous slashed detail dress together. It's going to be really fun. Now then, the fabric that I've chosen to sew this particular version in is our gorgeous Minerva Exclusive Pelican Prairie Moroccan Crepe. Now this is absolutely gorgeous. The print is lovely, it's white on the inside, it's very nice and lightweight, and obviously this fabric base comes in loads of different prints, so do take a look on our website. Now, as you can see, I've already started to sew the garment together using the standard steps in the booklet. So we've already done all the prep as required. We've not got pattern piece A, that's the neckband, but we've added interfacing onto pattern piece G, and then we stay stitched around the waist and also the front and back neckline. Now obviously the front neckline looks a little bit different to the graphic because it's got that shape there and that little slit at the front. Now we're going to ignore steps 3 to 5, which talk all about the collar. Just ignore those completely. I have done step 6, which is prepping my darts, and I've also done step 7, which is sewing the shoulder seams together. Now before we move on to step 8, we are going to do a couple of little changes. We're actually going to add the facing to the neckline at this point. Okay, we've got our front facing and our back facing. Now the straight sides here are the ones where the zip is going to come, that's the centre back. So we want to just attach the facing at the shoulder seams. It's worth noting at this point that I have already interfaced the front and the back facings. Pin those together, sew using your standard seam allowance of 1.5 centimetres and finish using your preferred method. Overlock the edges of the perimeter of the facing as well. Take your front bodice piece and overlay your facing over the bodice, matching the shoulder seams, Then just pin the facing to the neckband all the way around. Once you've pinned the neckline, sew all the way around using your standard 1.5 seam allowance right from the centre back all the way around to the centre back here. Snip right into the V down here as close as you can and then trim off the fabric around the corners. Trim the facing seam allowance in half so that you're effectively grading the seam allowances. Perfect, and then just snip into the curves. We're now going to understitch the seam allowance to the facing. So what we need to do is to iron and press out that seam allowance towards the facing. So press it towards the facing, and then we're going to run a line of stitches on the facing, catching the seam allowance all the way around as much as we can. So press it to start off with. Okay, and there we have it. It's all completely done. We've got our facing in on the inside, and we have understitched the seam allowance to the facing at that point. Now then, moving on, we're going to move on to continue step 8 through to 11, which is just prepping the darts on pleats. These are exactly the same as the instruction booklet, so if you need any further support, you've got the instructions here and also the original sew along on our YouTube channel. Come back and join me at step 12, where we sew the side seams of the skirt. To start off with, overlock the side seams of the front skirt and also the side seams of the back skirt, making sure just to annotate where the notches are so you don't lose those as you finish the side seams. Place the back skirt over the front skirt with the right sides together, and to start off with, just align the notches and pin those in place. This notch down here is where the slit of our skirt is going to stop or start, so pop a little double pin in by this notch here so that you remember to stop sewing when you hit that point there. Continue just to pin if you need to in between the pins you have already on the side seam so you've got the two fabrics nice and secure together. Excellent. Repeat for the other side using the same method. Excellent. Okay, so once you've pinned, we're then just going to sew using our standard seam allowance from the top up here down to the double pin and just reinforce it at that point, leaving the bottom bit open. Next, press open the seam allowance once you've sewn it, and then just also press up to the slit here, the seam allowance with wrong sides together, and just pin in place so that you've got the seam allowance just nicely and evenly allocated there. Okay, next what we're going to do is just sew the seam allowance to the skirt all the way around in a little sort of upside down U shape. So the line of stitches, it really wants to be about 1.2 centimeters offset from the folded edge, all the way up, across and back down again for this side seam and also for this one over here. Brilliant, so it's going to look just like that. And you can see here that we've caught the seam allowance down completely on the inside and it's looking really nice and neat with some beautiful top stitching. Okay, we can now just sew using the rest of the dress using our standard instructions from step 13 all the way through to step 20, which is getting the zip on. Now, when you sew your invisible zip, you'll notice that it is a slightly different process for us because we've got this facing on the inside, haven't we? So it's a slightly different finishing method to the way that we finish the garment in the booklet. So I just wanted to briefly talk you through how to deal with the facing and how to finish off the zip at the top really nicely and neatly. So with the zip at the top up here, I've stopped this line of stitches, the top of the zipper teeth actually stops exactly on or just below the fold of the facing where it attaches onto the main body of the garment. So the first thing I want to do is just trim off this small section of zip. And then what we're going to do is to fold the facing down on top of the zip at the fold like that. Next, we're going to sew a line of stitches using our zipper foot to hold that facing down, and we're going to stitch it from here all the way up to the top. Once you've done that to both sides, so we've got the facing sewn onto the zip on both sides, then just want you to trim away the top corner. Then turn the whole thing right side out, and you'll find that you've got a beautiful little finish of your zip right there. Okay, so perfect. Once you've done that and you've got that all sorted, we're then going to move on to the sleeves. Overlock or finish the straight edges on the centre of the sleeve. Then take the back and the front pattern pieces and fold them over so they align down the centre of the sleeve like that, and just pin the bottom section. Now our original pattern piece had a little notch here, so I've just put a double pin there at that point. All we're going to do now is to sew the two sleeve pieces together, the front and back together, from the hem up to here, doing a little reinforce at that point. Our seam allowance is 1.5 centimetres. Okay, once that's done, we're going to just tack together the top section up here. So using a ruler or a tape measure, just mark 1.5 centimetre offset from the top. And then what we're going to do is just sew down from the top of the sleeve head down to that 1.5 centimetre line, that little marker there, just using our standard seam allowance. So we've sewn the bottom, and we're just going to sew a tiny bit at the top up here. Okay, just like that. Now pop over to the ironing board, and we are going to iron the whole of this. We're going to press that seam open down the bottom, and then we're going to continue to press that seam 1.5 centimetres, press that open with the wrong sides together, and the same on the other side. Okay, so there it is, it's all nicely pressed open, and I've also, as you can maybe see on this side, I've pinned it in place. So what we want to do now is sew a line of stitches 1.2 centimetres offset from the folded edge all the way up that side, and then all the way down that side, just to hold that seam in place. Okay, so just like that, we've got two lovely lines of stitching. Now, the remaining steps can be sewn exactly as per the booklet. So starting from step 25, we're going to gather in the sleeve head, gather in the bottom into the cuffs, and then sew everything together and fit it into the sleeve here exactly as it says. And then obviously we're going to hem the garment at step 32 exactly as it says. Brilliant. Okay, so once you've sewn that all up, let's take a look and see what it looks like. And here's our finished, final, new hacked Gemma dress. It looks really different, doesn't it, without the neckband, and it just looks really lovely with those side slits for the skirt, and the centre slit down the neckband, and also the gorgeous sleeve slit with that cold shoulder effectively opening up there. It's giving it a completely different vibe to how it was before, and has really transformed the look of the garment. So thank you for joining me today as we've been hacking our very own Gemma dress sewing pattern. It's been a real fun little journey today, and I've really enjoyed the process. So do come back and join us again for further hacks to do with the Gemma dress sewing pattern, where I show you more creative ways to transform your patterns. Thanks for joining me today. I've been Izzy at Minerva.